So we've got a lesson today. Then we're going to do the monthly awards, the Queen of WoW, and then the game, which is y'all's favorite part anyway. But I want to make y'all sit through everything else first. So we're going to kick it off with a lesson on emotional intelligence today. It's going to be a shorter lesson just because I knew we weren't going to have a ton of time. But we'll get through it. It lines up with the happiness information that we've been talking about for the past few weeks, and that will continue going forward as well. Does everyone have a sheet and a pen? Everybody you need a pen? And did everybody sign in when you got here? Oh, while we're waiting, any new people that's never been to staff development before in this group? Is she the only one? You'll stand up and let everybody know what your name is.
I'm LaJawn, yes, Team Green.
Team Green. I'm sorry. All right. All right. So we're going to dive into this. To kick it off, we're going to start with this video clip.
So, as it turns out, the green trash can is not recycling. It's for greens, like compost and eggshells. And the blue one is recycling. And the black one
Riley is acting so weird. Why is she acting so weird?
What do you expect? All the islands are down.
Joy would know what to do.
That's it. Until she gets back, we just do what Joy would do.
Great idea. Anger, fear, disgust. How are we supposed to be happy?
Hey, Riley, I've got good news. I found a junior hockey league right here in San Francisco, and get this, tryouts are tomorrow after school. What luck, right?
Hockey.
Uh-oh, what do we do?
Guys, here, you pretend to be Joy.
Won't it be great to be back out on the ice?
Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
What was that? That wasn't anything like Joy.
Because I'm not Joy?
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
Should we ask her?
Let's probe, but keep it subtle so she doesn't notice.
So, how was the first day of school?
She's probing us.
I'm done. You pretend to be Joy.
What? Okay,
It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Oh, very smooth. That was just like Joy.
Something is definitely going on.
She's never acted like this before. What should we do? We're gonna find out what's happening, but we'll need support. Signal the husband. Ahem.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
He's making that stupid face again.
I could strangle him right now.
Signal him again.
So, Riley, how was school?
You gotta be kidding me.
For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
Move! I'll be Joy.
School was great, all right?
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
What is her deal?
All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude, okay? No. Stay happy!
What is your problem? Just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
You heard that, gentlemen? DEFCON 2.
Listen, young lady, I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops? Come and get it!
Yeah, well...
Here it comes. Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire!
That's it. Go to your room. Now.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
lie with me, Gachinha.
See, it's not our fault. Not our fault.
So, all right. So emotional intelligence. All of us have emotions. Some of us have 5 different emotions. Some of us have 140 different emotions. You know, it just depends on the person. But emotional intelligence, and what we're going to talk about today, let's dive in here, and we'll refer back to this in a second, is defined as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions. Emotional intelligence is defined as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, and recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. Recognize, understand, and manage, and influence. So in this, there's 5 components of emotional intelligence that we're going to dive into that help us do the recognizing and the managing, the understanding, and the influencing in ours and other people's emotions and lives. So the first one is self-awareness. Self-awareness. And this is the knowledge of our own emotional state and how we appear to those around us. It's being aware of like how we view ourselves and to others and how we appear to others as well. So it's that external component of ourselves. The second one is self-regulation. Self-regulation. This is that personal accountability kind of thing. The ability to control how we live and to keep our emotions in check when situations call for control. So this is that reining in of emotions. This is not letting anger take control and and have to have the foot come down on them. But it's keeping our emotions in check. Personally, ourselves. This isn't an involvement of anybody else. It's self-regulation. Motivation, whatever moves us to do our best. This is whatever moves us to act, moves us to feel, moves us, it inspires emotions in us of happiness, excitement. It's that get up and go within us for whatever reason. The next one is empathy for others. Empathy. This is the feeling for others when they're experiencing emotions, positive or negative. Could be feeling, sad, them being sad, them being happy, depressed, whatever that is. It's feeling those emotions that others are experiencing and being aware of them as a result of their own life experiences. And then the last one is social skills. And this is that whole component of managing those relationships around us and interacting. So there's different layers here. It moves from inside to complete outside. And it's managing the emotions completely for ourselves, from awareness of how we feel, understanding what sets off those emotions, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, all the way through keeping them in check, to being aware of others, of how our emotions and the way we act and react out of those affects those around us, and then how that affects our social surroundings as well. So who would like to read that next section there? Why is emotional intelligence important?
People with high EQ are better able to adjust to change, be flexible, and have an overall better quality of life. Why is emotional intelligence important at work? People with high EQ are better able to work in teams, manage stress, diffuse negative high-tension situations, and gain more success promotion.
Okay, so with emotional intelligence, the 2 layers. We talked about going from inside to outside, the internal to external, but there's 2 main components of it. There's ourselves, we have emotions, and then if it was an inanimate object, that does not have emotions. Our emotions whatever I'm feeling does not affect this table, but whatever I'm feeling affects other people. So there's the individual component, and then there's the community component. So my emotions, of understanding my emotions, allows me to be able to interact with others appropriately. And then there's the layer of, and this is always fun for us, of trying to figure out, it's that whole reading people kind of thing of what effect does my emotions have on that other individual. my actions out of my emotions has an effect on that secondary person there. So as these two, it helps us to adjust, change, be flexible, have a better quality of life, but it also enables us better to work in teams, manage stress, diffuse negative and high tension situations, gain more success and promotion. This enables us to handle those irate callers that call in. This enables us to work as a team here. Every person within this business, whether you see them or not, has either a direct or an indirect effect on you throughout the day. So I might not see you personally every day, but I'm pretty sure I interact with an individual that does see you or interacts with you. So if I'm not keeping my emotions in check, and then I'm just using this example, I would never do this, I go off on Eric, and then it puts him
you get fired.
it puts him in a bad mood, and then that trickles down to we'll say Chris, and then that trickles down to you. So there's that direct and indirect interaction that we have from an emotional standpoint. So it's keeping that in check. But there's benefits here. We've been talking the last few weeks about happiness and positive mindset and how that affects our lives and the importance of that, the tangible, the scientific components of that. It really does make a difference. Well, this lines up with this too. On the other side of your notes, you can see some results of having high emotional intelligence, and a lot of these fall in line with what we saw with the happy and positive mindset, because having that positive mindset is keeping things in check. It's not always defaulting to a negative mindset, and because that's usually where we get ourselves in trouble. It's not when we're joyful and when we're happy that we usually end up getting ourselves in trouble. It's those negative, upset mindsets that come into play. So some of the results of having high emotional intelligence, keeping that in check. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean everything's like hunky-dory all the time. It's being able to manage your emotions during those times of, if everything's going bad, you feel like your day's falling in around you, of still being able to present yourself in a balanced approach. That's high emotional intelligence. Again, it doesn't mean everything's going great. It just means you're able to manage your emotions and keep them in check. So the results that we see here, and we've seen some of these before in some of the lessons that we've went through: trust, success, more friends and relationships, being more positive, higher self-esteem. If you know yourself, you become comfortable with yourself, that raises your self-esteem. You're more apt to be able to interact with others more comfortably as well, which also increases your self-esteem. More peace, we all want that. Balance in life, more time during the day. We're not wasting time on fretting over things or anxiety or fear or worrying about this stuff. We're able to rein in those emotions and keep them balanced to where we're not wasting time on that. There's more time for us to do the things that we need to be doing or we want to be doing. Happier, more attentive, less anxiety, better outlook in life, better sleep. We all want that as well. Less stress. I know we all want that. And then being more adaptable. So all these things come into play. So there's a lot of benefits from this. And again, as I was talking, our emotions, we can control part of it. But as we talked about in the happiness series, we have an effect on others. And we'll talk a little bit more about this on down the road. But and if you were here last year, it was called the ripple effect from the happiness series. And it trickles outward and it affects those around us. It's the same way with our emotions, keeping those in check, managing them, good to the good or the bad, whichever way we decide to let them loose to go bad or to the good, has an effect on people. It would not have an effect on this table. The quote there in your notes: when dealing with people, remember you're not dealing with creatures of logic. We don't always think logically. Things don't always make sense. You're dealing but with creatures of emotion, and that's by Dale Carnegie. So every person has emotions, no matter what. They can seem like the most emotionless person in the world. They still have emotions. That doesn't necessarily mean they're keeping them in check either. So our emotions ourselves, it's very important for us to be able to control our emotions, and then also to be able to be mindful of those emotions of others while individually, we can't let everybody affect our emotions constantly. We can be mindful of it to help others not get offended and not get upset, not make somebody upset or angry. And we'll talk about that in a second. So from that, benefits of it, we saw the benefits. Let's talk about 6 strategies real quick here that help in this. These aren't the only ones. These are just 6 ones to keep in mind that are beneficial to us. And some of these come into play. We've talked about some of these in the happiness thing. Some of these just keep coming up over and over and over, so they're probably a good idea. The first one is keep a journal. Keep a journal. Create a list of situations or events that trigger negative emotions such as anger or frustration. Write out a strategy to deal with these situations. We talked about keeping a journal in the happiness series. We talked about it in several of the other series last year, habits, and so forth. For me personally, I hate journaling. I just do. It's just not in me to do it. I hate it. But there are tons of benefits from it. When I sit down and actually journal, it's bad. I mean, there's something that needs to be dealt with. Or it was just like life-changing or earth-shattering. So for me, I had to go through an experience. I was working with a professional coach a few years back, and we were discussing triggers. And just exactly what we were talking about here, the trigger of a negative emotions. So one of the exercises was to sit down and list out every trigger, personally, professionally, whatever, emotionally, that sets me off. That create. I'm sorry.
I said tell us.
So I had to sit down and list every one of those and walk through it and to come face to face with those or to acknowledge those. Now, that was part 1. Part 2 of that was to actually come up with, when I'm faced with this, what is a tangible action or reaction that I do in that situation for every one of those, and there were over 100 of them. So, and I mean, this just isn't like from a professional standpoint. This was, personally, everything to, slow people driving in the left lane, to everything else. Certain types of personalities trigger. We're around people that just trigger certain feelings with us. Whether it's happy feelings, maybe it's aggravated feelings, maybe it's you want to pull your hair out feelings with them. All of us have those as well. But maturity comes from when we learn how to, we don't just like completely abandon those people or those situations. We can't do that. We can't always just run away from people that we don't get along with or our emotions come out of check, whether they trigger those negative emotions. We have to learn how to manage those and learn to walk through those. And that was one of the lessons I had to do from the professional side when I was working with the coach was, how do you deal with these triggers? This personality triggers something in me. I don't want to punch the person, don't want to cuss them out, nothing like that. But it inspires these emotions in me of like, I cannot work with you. You can't do that through life. It's not that easy. You have to learn how to do that. And so that was one of the things that we had to sit down and work through. Your triggers might not be like that. Your triggers may be different things, but it just helps to sit down and journal those. That way you have it in front of you and you actually work out a plan to deal with those. The second one is practice being calm. It's a pretty good one. Practice being calm. Counting to 10 or closing your eyes and taking a deep breath will help you control your emotions, that your emotions don't control you. And that's the important thing is you control your emotions don't control you. You don't have a victim mentality with your own emotions. So in that, we talked a little bit a couple weeks back in QBQ about the 20 seconds. The 20-second rule that you separate yourself from something for 20 seconds. In this, it's just taking that deep breath, closing it's that barrier that you have to keep yourself calm, to interrupt whatever that negative thing that could affect your emotions. Be positive, focus on optimism, find the silver lining in the storm, view challenges as learning opportunities. Again, that's be positive. Not everything's going to go your way. Not everything's going to be great. Not everything's going to be perfect. You're going to be faced with trials and tribulations. Things are going to mess up. but looking at them from the standpoint of what can I learn out of this? How can I be a better person out of this? What can I learn to do differently next time? Or what can I learn to change? Or how to help this individual or whatever? What can I get out of this? Some situations are easier to do that with than others. But that is another, strategy to deal with certain things. Number 4, put yourself in someone else's position. Put yourself in someone else's position. Always consider how decisions and situations impact others. This is another one of those maturity things. Just from the standpoint of I know how I act or react is going to have an effect on a person. And my actions, my words are going to affect that person for either the good or the bad in some way. It's not just going to fall on deaf ears. It may not affect that individual right then, but it could the next day, the next, or the next. So, put yourself in their position. Another part of that is pay attention to body language. Pay attention to body language. Learning to read body language can be a real asset in life because you'll be better able to determine how someone truly feels. They can say one thing. We're all good at this. We can say one thing, but our body language is telling us something completely different. This gives you the opportunity to respond appropriately. I taught for 2 years. I was a teacher for 2 years, and you can always, get the blank stares on students' faces of whether they actually got. That's perfect right there. Whether they actually were getting what you were trying to teach. They could be saying that yeah, I got it. And then, they could have a blank stare, staring, just not getting it based on their body language. And so, in just in life in general, of picking up, a person, you can tell when a person is feeling off, their emotions are out of check and everything. They can say, I'm okay. Well, are you? No. So, learning to read body language and understand that helps you either to prepare yourself not to let the emotions affect you, or to be aware of your own body language. And that says a lot. If you go into an interview and you're just down, out, depressed and everything, and they're all chipper and trying to say, well, do you think you'll be a good fit for this job? Yeah, maybe. Or I'm going to be a good fit. Well, your words aren't lining up with your body language, so. We'll just let that slide. That's on camera too, by the way. And the last one, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. Practice gravity. Yes, that works as well. That's important. You can inspire loyalty and trust to those around you. Appreciation goes a long way. We all know how individually we love it when somebody surprises us, does something nice for us. It makes us feel good. We can be having the worst day in the world, and something like that can radically change the whole projection of the day. So we have that opportunity as well to do that, and it's twofold. It helps our own internal emotions to do something nice for someone, but we also know we're having a drastic effect on their emotions as well. So those are just 6 strategies. Again, there's several other ones out there. Over this next week, just want you to take the opportunity to pick one, just one of them, to put into practice. And, just kind of focus on it and see how that works and helps, all right?
Very good.
Cool. Is Lauren here?
Good job.
Thank you. She's going to dance for us.
What am I doing?
It's whatever your part is.
I forgot what my job is. I can't dance.
So, kudos cards. This is probably the most kudos cards we have ever had.
Wow.
here. This is crazy.
I
And
was about to say,
oh, I know it's already full again, and like we're only in. We'll have to get a secondary kudos board. Yeah. Again, you know, we talk about here and there. You know, not every month is going to be everybody gets a point for each kudos card. But so this month, what we're doing is I'm going to be picking 15 cards out of here, and those are going to get 2 points each. So you know, there's a chance that you can still get more points in here for this. But we are going to draw a winner for the kudos cards. Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible for us to get a kudos board on this side as well?
That's what we were just talking about. We're going to try and get that over there. Yeah. And so we're going to pick one of these.
Look at Riz, look at DeAndrea? You gotta go here. At first I thought it was Andrina, and then I thought it was Andrea. It wasn't either. Emily R! And Emily, this says you had 0 mistakes last week. This is awesome. Keep it up. And it's from Rachel M. Sorry. Okay, I'll be quick. Okay. So who in here is new and has never been in one of these before? Oh, you guys. So just Naya. So I'll Oh no! Hey. Yeah, I'm not fooling with y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna explain to you guys real quick what we do every single month. So at the end of every single month, we do 4 drawings for 4 different things, and you have an opportunity to be in one of those or all 4. So the way that works is if you have for the month productivity over 60%, so if you get 60.05%, you go into that drawing. Over 60%, you go into a drawing for a $50 gift card. If you have a wrap-up of under 10%, you go into another drawing for a $50 gift card. If you have 10 I feel like that's kind of a diss, but if you have 10 or fewer mistakes, you go into another drawing for a $50 gift card. And this one is always smaller, surprisingly, but if you have 0 or 1 attendance incidences for the month, you go into another drawing. Believe it or not, all those things are possible. We've seen people, you know, we had, a lot of times we had, we had to raise the stakes because productivity used to be 50%, and then before you knew it, everybody in the company was getting that. And so we had to up it. So, because you guys are awesome. So every time we give you guys a challenge, you meet it. But you get an opportunity every single month to win a $50 gift card. I cannot remember who won in the first one. I do know that Melissa, where are you?
Yeah, Leslie and Melissa.
Melissa, you won one. Yeah, Melissa! Okay, that's a high pitch. And then we also did, so we did productivity and mistakes in the first one. We're going to do attendance and wrap up in this one, okay? All right, Jason. Get to the bottom. Yeah, get to the bottom. And drum roll, please. Winner is Yushaba. All right, next is attendance. This is actually bigger than normal, so good job, guys. I know why I'm close.
All right.
Drum roll, please. Winner is Maureen. Oh, yay, Maureen. And Maureen really deserves this because that woman is never late. She had like perfect time for her. So I will get that to her. The last thing that we do for you guys that are new, you don't know this, but every single month, Chris, Brittany, Caprice, and Eric, they let me know, they nominate 3 to 5 people every single month in the call center who they believe have represented what it means to be excellent, because excellent here is everything to us. So they nominate 3 to 5 people. And what's also amazing is every single month they kind of choose the same people. Not the same people every month, but those 4 people or whatever, they choose the same every single month. So that's pretty cool because it means that they have noticed those people have done an awesome job, all of them. So then they go into a vote, and everybody in the company votes on who they think deserves the title of the king or queen of WoW. Now this month it was all possibility of queens, and we had Miss Andrina, we had Miss Tammy, and if you guys don't know her, she's amazing. She works remote, but she's here on Fridays. Melissa and Matea. So they were all in the drawing, and it's always close every month, but this is one of the closest. They were all 1 point away from each other. Wow. So it was actually incredible. So you guys, what I told the first group is even if you are not the king or the queen of that month, but if you were nominated, that is still a big achievement because it means that first of all, the management staff and everybody else here has noticed that you're doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. The winner was Miss Tammy. So she was the queen. Miss Tammy really is awesome. So make sure you guys give her, just a pat on the back and just tell her congratulations. And the winner receives a $100 gift card, gift certificate to a massage or a mani-pedi, their own parking space for the month, and lunch with the managers. So it's pretty cool. And that's all I've got.
All right. Brittany. All right. So there are 1 through 15.
I don't.
He's so excited back there. He's like getting into it. All right. There's bags 1 through 15. Each of them have stuff in them. All of them have points in them this time. So you're not going to miss out on that, but there's some other additives in there as well. So, pick a bag.
Number 9. 8. I don't know. 11.
11.
Number 1. All right, good choice.
All right, so you got a little sombrero, a little happy, relieve some stress, and 3 points. Samantha. That's right, green team. All right. Which one?
All of them. Number 9.
She doesn't know what's in these. All right. So you got a slinky.
Yes.
A little bouncy ball.
Yes.
A Starbucks gift card.
Yes.
It's $10 by the way, and 4 points. Sheila. We got that on video. We're using this one. All right. So
6.
all right. And 4 points. Anita. All right. Yep. 13. All right. Morocco. Got a bouncy ball. Matthew selected. $10 and 7 points. 13. Jacqueline. All right.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys are making it hard. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Who gets hands? That's so crazy.
All right. Yellow.
Thank you.
All right, and your points. You got 3 points.
I got 3 points.
All right. Jessica. Love your hair, by the way. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Coolest hair.
Samantha, I colored it. Samantha cut it.
That is awesome. All right.
All right. Three. My dad said 3's lucky number. So.
Okay.
My dad.
All right. So you got a paddle.
Okay.
All right, that's going. You got some little goodies there.
Throw these to Samantha later.
There you go. You got a $10 Starbucks and 2 points. All right, we got one more. I'm gonna let you pick. Alright. Alright, what number do you want?
One. Caprice says 1. Caprice says 1.
Alright, you got that. And you got 5 points. Alright, one more. Alright. Dominique. Alright. Alright. You got a sombrero. You got some toys here.
Is this candy?
Ball. Little paddle thing to play. Let's see. You got 5 points. I really want to do one more. Emmanuel. Yeah. Alright. So, here's all the ones you got left. There are some good ones left out here. So, Tiffany. There's still 2 gift cards left. Yep, you got some bread. Got a bouncy ball. And you got 4 points. Cool. Alright, y'all. Thank y'all. Announcements and points will come out Monday morning. So be on the lookout for that. But thank y'all for today. It was awesome.